Brothers. I don't know who it is.
I think anytime you can put in a
Something from the
pop
60s.
culture reference that's 50 or 60 years old, I think
people like that.
They
People
love
like
it.
that. So so you're saying it was probably a good decision not going all the way.
And I think Purdue loves that too. They love it when they love to play music from 400 years ago. They love that kind of stuff. If they could play like swing music from the 40s, they would do that.
Yeah, it's not old enough to be from our parents' high school.
No,
you got to go further. Go back to our grandparents.
Exactly. All right, so we are live, and I'm just going to let everybody start to filter in here. I'm going to just put this out on the tweets on the Twitter machine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's people are starving to talk about your Purdue Boilermakers football team. They're just so hungry for it.
Right now, only Cameron Riggs is here. One viewer. He says third.
He says Cameron, third, which I love.
First.
No, he's third. You and I are first and second.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. That's pretty smart.
Adam P is here.
Yeah, so we got some heady.
It still says only one viewer, and there's two people in the comments. That means Cameron rolled in and just said, "I'm out."
Yeah. So maybe he saw that the other people were there already, and we didn't. So yeah. Well,
look, Christina. Who cares?
Exactly. Can you stop focusing on the past? We're moving forward. Okay.
We left a niche in Seattle.
Seattle.
Like, F that guy. You know what? He might still be in the seats. I don't even know.
Oh, man. Andrew's got flu.
Doctor ordered some Handsome. Well,
that'll do it.
You've come to the right place, my friend.
I've got a fever.
Billy Shank. That must be Bilbo Shankins. He says he's checking in live from the bus ride back. Ooh, you took a bus from Seattle. My goodness.
Dude.
You will not be home until Friday.
Exactly.
Goodness gracious.
Billy was also in Seattle, just a heads up, because we talked about it. We had a couple people reach out to us. I feel real bad about it, honestly, because
we should have put something out that said, let's meet outside this gate at halftime. We should have done that.
We should have, and we didn't do any of it. And you know why? Because I was in the crapper. I was so upset.
Not literally in the crapper.
No, I was not. No, I was fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah, everything went down fine. The food was great. That was a plus.
Good.
That was the good eating weekend. Joe Ensley says he went to AJ's before the game. Onion rings with a boom boom sauce for the win. Good work.
Yeah, boy.
Good work. You were fun to be around after that.
Exactly. So he said he with onion rings with the boom boom sauce. It's akin to garlic fries. You're gonna have some breath things happening there.
That's what I'm saying.
And then maybe some gas things happen. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's okay. You're outside. It's an open air stadium.
Yeah. Okay. So he says flew to Chicago and then bus back.
Bilbo. Oh, so you weren't kidding. You are on a bus. Man, that is dedication right there. Multiple modes of transport to go to a Purdue road game.
Yeah, man.
That's even I can tell right in your face right now, the idea of riding a bus from Chicago to South Bend to you sounds like absolute.
Oh my gosh, man. No way.
I will confess to the Kennedy assassination. If you
exactly. Just get me off that damn bus. I'm not doing that. Last time I took a bus, I lived in the Northeast after college, as Jay knows, and I took a bus from a couple times. I didn't do just once. I took a couple times. Once when I was interning before my senior year, I took a bus from Jersey down to Delaware to see my future sister-in-law because she lives down there. We saw Independence Day. That really happened. That was awesome.
96 or so.
Yes, that's right. But it was pretty fun. Like
you watched it on the bus, or you
watched it in Delaware with her.
Okay.
And like I got out and like so I was like, yeah, like it lit me up. I was stoked after that. And she was not as excited. So I had the motivation of Independence Day to get back on that bus. I didn't have a loss. Just getting your teeth kicked in type loss. That's the thing. Poor Billy.
And then I want to give a little shout to Nicole. Nicole's here. Good to see you here, Nicole.
Yeah,
Nicole,
no kidding.
I have hooked Nicole up with tickets a couple times. If you're ever looking to get rid of tickets, Nicole's a local, and she loves going to games, even when they're terrible. And I'm very happy that I've been able to connect with Nicole and get her to games that she wouldn't maybe otherwise go to and get people in those seats that are Purdue fans. But she says she went to trivia night when the game happened because I forgot about the game, which that'll happen. And we ended up winning $600. Much better for my
Whoa.
mental health than watching the game. That sounds.
What type of place has $600 trivia night, man? That's what
That's
I'm talking
impressive.
about.
Did you go to AJ's trivia night? Because I bet they roll out the.
They don't have the $600 trivia night.
That's a hell of a trivia night.
It is.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, Adam could probably sound off. He usually stops in at some point, but I don't think they have $600 trivia. In fact, I think they do pretty good. They're pretty generous, but it's not $600 trivia.
We got another nice warm comment here from Chuck Whiteman. I don't care, get on with it. So
I don't know what that means. Does that mean like we're just supposed to end it? Is it the show's over?
Maybe he wants to get on with ending the season. Maybe he's trying to be a producer for our show.
Right, exactly. Wrap it up.
Yeah, and you must be new here, Chuck, because that's not going to get us to behave.
No, we're not.
One of the things about Boiler Dad, who's in front of you, if you ever tell him you prefer something a certain way, you will not get it.
No, it's going to get worse for you.
As long as he remembers what you don't like, he's going to do that.
But the problem is, so my brain is not always
the best hope is that you forget. Right.
I'll forget.
Right.
Yeah.
And usually after a couple
I think if my brain were better, I'd be even better at holding a grudge and making people annoyed. I'm sure of it.
Even better.
Yeah. But as it is, it's just kind of, it's a pretty hot burn. I try to go as long as I could. So got to take notes about my grudges. No, let's just say right. You guys are into. Go ahead.
Let's make sure Chuck is happy. So let's officially start. We're 6 minutes in. Welcome to the Bullet Sports Handsome Hour. It is Handsome Hour 240. It is 11 games down. Now it feels that we've officially crossed into feeling like, man, let's just get. You kind of feel like you're crawling along. Let's just get to the end.
That's right.
Oh man! But guys, you know what's waiting for you at the end? It ain't good. It ain't good. What's waiting for you at the end?
No, this is not a pot of gold.
These ain't past years when Purdue was bad. When you were like, well, at least there's the bucket game.
At least you have a fighting chance.
Oh man,
and that's why this feels so bad. I mean, think about the bad seasons we've dealt with. That's a great point. Can I ask my question? Can I start it right off?
Please, let's get into it. We got to. They're dying for real content, so let's give them some real.
Content. Okay. So I have not. This is one that Jay could not cheat on. Okay.
Right. I was not prepped for this.
It's a 2-part question.
Okay.
The first part is this team as bad as Daryl Hazel's best team?
You know, it's really funny. I was not at all prepped for this. And what I was thinking...
But you were thinking about how crappy this is, right?
Is this team as bad as Daryl Hazel's best team? What was his best team? His last year, right? When he won 3 and then got fired? Didn't he win like 1, 2?
It didn't feel like that was his best team.
No? Oh, his best team was the team that pulled out that weird win over Nebraska and won like 65-45.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his team...
We were there at that game, weren't we?
I was not.
Okay. That's right. At that point, you weren't allowed to come to wins. You had signed that weird oath that you could only travel a long way to see a painful
I was
loss.
thinking, it's incredible. This is what you and I have had this conversation of the shared brain kind of stuff. I was thinking almost exactly about this because what I was thinking, I don't think Daryl Hazel, let me answer this carefully. I think Barry Odom's a better coach than Daryl Hazel. His body of work bears that out. Yeah. So you can say whatever you want right now. He's a better coach. He's a better program like organizer, probably identifier of talent, all of that. But Daryl Hazel had some players on those teams.
Yes, he did. I'm watching one on Monday Night Football.
Yes,
right now.
He had NFL caliber players. There's no one on this offense. And I'm sorry if this sounds kind of harsh. I'm past the point of, pulling punches.
You started taking the gloves off on Saturday night.
You know why? Because I look at football seasons. I think people overreact. That's why college football is so much fun, right? Every week, everyone overreacts. But when you're 2 games in, 4 games in, 6 games in, you can argue things can change because in the course of a season, teams change, right? You get to the end of the year and you got a team that's 6-6 and you're like, man, they're a hell of a lot better than that. They just had a tough run of luck in the middle of the season or the beginning of the season, right? When you're 11 out of 12, the season's the results are in, right? We know what we've got. You're not going to argue that. Sure, if they went out and won in 2 weeks, sure, would it change your perspective? Yeah, but first of all, there's no chance of that. And second, you've seen things get worse, progressively worse. Right. The thing I said this year, how bad a year is it when your season peaks with a loss at Minnesota? Because I would say that was the peak of this team looking put together. The defense started playing really well. The offense still produced that game. right? Got points on the board and just did critical interception late. But they were still throwing the ball around. They were still making progress. They were still moving the ball down the field, right?
Yeah.
And you haven't seen that since. So what really pisses me off is that we have not seen improvement in. I shouldn't say the defense has improved this year. They have gotten better.
But boy, this was a major step back for that defense.
But then
major step back.
They look terrible. They looked missed assignments everywhere. Guys being wide open. I mean,
that busted play right in the second quarter where it was the second
or third time the snap had been thrown over his head.
It was the third really bad snap. The second one that went over the quarterback's head, where he went and he couldn't get. And it showed how bad this team is at assignment football. That's all I could think. I was like, the tight end was so open. There wasn't a person, if you put a circle around him, for 15 yards any direction.
Right.
So it wasn't like somebody was sucked up the field and just there was nobody there. Nobody was accounted for. I know that was I don't know. I really don't. I didn't analyze the whole thing yet. I'm not going to go watch it, but I would guess that was probably a zone and there's, the idea of having a hat on a hat or picking up a guy that squirts out of the backfield, whatever, it's gone there. Right. And I know many of you saw right away what it was. I can tell you, I was enraged at that point.
Yes.
Like that took me to another level. And then guess what they did 2 more times? They had 2 more passes to tight ends that I saw. We left the game and I wanted to leave earlier. You guys were being better than me. I will say in my old age, I am not as good at standing there and just taking punches. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore, especially not in around the Washington fans were fine, by the way. They were great. Actually.
They're great.
You guys had really good ones on your right. They were
and you had really nice people next to you.
Really nice people on my left who both worked for the university. So no issues at all with Washington. I didn't get shit from them the worst thing we got was somebody trying to be funny and mock us just when we were walking around. And I was like, it wasn't even good. He said, "Go Dogs." We're like, okay.
Oh yeah. Walking around town.
Yeah. And I
Seattle.
said, hammer down, I was like,
yeah, whatever.
Okay. Nothing. That's good.
You're allowed to do that. You see
you
see fans with the other gear on in your city. You can say something.
Yeah, you should, especially a group of 4 of them, especially imposing guys like, big, strong guys like
To be clear, he rode by on a bicycle, so he wasn't ready to swear.
That's right. He was on a bicycle. That's a good point.
Seattle. He probably had Crocs on too.
Exactly.
With socks.
No, they weren't Crocs. They were Birkenstocks.
Oh, right.
Birkenstocks and wool socks.
That play you're talking about, the tight end being so open, he camped there and caught a floating.
Yes.
Their quarterback made a quick read.
Yeah.
But he knew. See, that's what I talk about being prepared, right? Busted play, panic sets in. He immediately looked to where he knew his guy would be, and released it. Immediate. Yeah. Like he knew. Does that mean they also know because they watch film? Does that also mean they know?
Oh, they knew exactly where.
Here's where the soft spot's going to be. Because
we've talked the last few weeks about the defense improving, but that defense looks so inept whenever the tight end would go out. They did things that I think they would chip him just to make the linebackers think he's not eligible. And guess what? He was still eligible because he was wide open wide open.
But isn't that also a coaching criticism of adjustments? How do you not say this guy's open every time?
Right.
How do you not talk to your defense and say, I want you to go, you watch the tight end, you right here, just pick a guy.
Here's the hardest thing for me about this situation this team's in right now is I thought it was really easy to say, okay, I think there are 3 coaching moves that need to be made and they're not that big. They're not that difficult. You get an OC. We talked about that. Move the wide receiver coach over the DBs, fire the defensive back coach. This was weeks ago, right? Defensive backs actually have showed some promise though. Okay.
Yep.
But at the same time, now I'm like, it's not just offense. This is everything except for punting.
Well, that was the other thing. They asked Odom in the post game any positives, and his reflex was no. Which number one, I like at least acknowledging.
Yeah.
No, this was horseshit. But then he caught himself and he goes, "Well, Horvath kicking a long field goal, and we punted the ball." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we're talking about kicks right now as the bright spot." I mean, what are we doing? I'd rather just say no. Say the whole team was terrible and let them all sit in that. And
you can tell the punter, hey man, I know you did a great job, but I can't do it right. You could tell him on his own,
Thanks for standing in there and doing your job.
Exactly.
Because nobody else
Boy,
did.
by the way, they're bringing fire towards him too. That's the other
Yes.
thing. The Upmen have done a good job keeping that away.
Yes.
It's a weird. I don't really love the way Purdue does special teams. It feels to me like you're going to get overwhelmed, but
their special teams have been okay this year.
Special teams being okay.
That's been okay. That's not the biggest complaint.
But it's not. It's not even. It shouldn't be on our radar.
But I would take
complaints.
mediocre special teams if it meant an offense that was cranking down the field. Like I would take the defense looking like it did in the first few weeks. If let's go back to, I said that Minnesota maybe be the peak. The peak of offensive performance was probably against Notre Dame. My son was pointing out to us, almost nobody's put up 30 points on Notre Dame. And Purdue did. And it didn't look that hard. It didn't look like they struggled to put up the points. They never got super close, but they also kept scoring points. And that's gone away. Like, what did you say? I don't know how many weeks it's been, but Purdue has not passed for more than like 150 yards in a month?
Man. Yeah, but this week they did. They reached the lofty goal because they did. I think Singleton had 150 yards by himself, and Brown
had 17.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So they got it. They got it in your face. It's real something to build on.
Under 200, man. Come on.
And Washington did not care in the last minutes of the game.
No, right. Like they had almost pitched a shutout, and then Purdue chipped a few points on the board. Like, I also have to say, kicking field goals when you're down 35.
That make no sense.
Like, I don't understand that at all, because every now and then you see a team do that when it's getting worked, and you're like, it's almost more laughable when you lose 49-3.
Well, here's the thing. So pretend for a second I'm a consultant. I don't know if Purdue works this way or Odom works this way, and he has somebody. In fact, I bet they don't. But if he has an outside source come look at it and say, hey, help me find what we need to do.
Right.
But one thing, if you look at that, if you get an unbiased person you trust to come in and talk, you'd say, so you've got a real problem in offensive play calling because everything is predictable. Everything. Right. Everybody knows everything that's coming.
Right.
Even when you're in times of desperation where you're done with, you're not going to get to a bowl game, and you knew that for weeks, right? Mm-hmm. We never saw new wrinkles introduced. Right. So that to me says this guy has no idea to introduce new wrinkles. He doesn't have an innovative bone in his body. I started just going. Yeah. Who did I say?
No, you didn't say anything. I'm saying this guy. You're saying the OC.
OC, yeah, Henson. I know who it is. I'm talking about. Sorry, I wasn't clear. That stuff makes me nuts because I'm like, okay, because you can't go to another level if things are going well next year. Let's pretend for a second everything goes according to Odom's plan, and let's also pretend that you don't get a quarterback out of the portal. Okay, I know this is going to blow people's mind or make them angry or whatever. But let's say Brown and Singleton both develop and they're really, really solid.
Yep.
Real solid. Okay. That's not going to be enough to win games. No. The best you're going to do is going to be what we hoped that this year was 4 or 5 wins. That's the best. And if there's no way in hell that would make Odom happy. No way. I don't think he's going to, he wasn't happy at Missouri when they had 6 wins. I've seen what he was saying back then.
Right.
But the next part of that is, let's just keep building on this thought process. And a lot of people are angry that Odom is here. I'm not angry that he's here. No. I'm angry that I think he is, and I'll keep saying this. I just think if he doesn't make a major adjustment to his staff, it's going to be, he has tied his own noose.
Yes.
Because he has got to change the dynamicism of the offense. He has to. And you can say, okay, yeah, you need players. I agree. They're missing a lot of parts, no doubt about it.
I also think the Odom conundrum here is if they had even taken the Minnesota or Rutgers games, which they absolutely should have. Let's say you take 2 of those 4 in the middle of the season that you thought were possible, right? Or let's say you pull it out against Michigan and not one of those others. Or let's say you have 4 wins. Okay, he buys himself more goodwill with 4 wins, with a 4-8 first season, because then the fans are all back next year thinking, "Hey, we're a couple,
this was the transition.
We're a couple of bounces away from 6,
right?
Okay, but when you go 2-10 and you look really bad doing it for a lot of the season, now I think the expectation changes a little bit because now it's like now you have to show real progress next year, or people are just going to fully believe it's more of the same. Like if you win 3 next year, 2-3 next year, you're going to lose everybody. I think. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way you can look good. We talked earlier about fun bad teams and looking like, oh, it's right there, right? You can get by on that for a season or two. You can't do it. You can't look like this and then have another year like this. I just don't think. I don't. Especially coming off a 1-11.
I always looked forward to seeing Maccabee play because I thought he's fun. He's so unconventional. He's fun to watch. Okay.
Right.
I hate even asking this question.
No, come on, do it.
Who did you look forward to seeing play after about week 7?
Nobody. The defense, a couple guys, Nunnally.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Good.
I mean,
Nunnally. Powell. Sure.
Yes. But
am I wrong? Okay, so here's the other thing. We saw Slusher make a major boneheaded play. He had the unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't see it. I don't know what happened.
It was the taunting, wasn't it?
It was a taunting, yeah.
It wasn't like it's a bullshit unsportsmanlike. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Talking to players.
So you had a problem with the flag in itself.
Yeah.
But it was critical.
Oh, they would have been third and really long, I think. And then
I thought they were stalling in that drive.
Maybe it was fourth and long, and he gets that. I think it was. I think you might be right. And then he gets.
They were down on like the 17 or something like that.
And it's a personal foul flag, so it's 15 yards.
Right.
A taunting and unsportsmanlike is 15, unless I'm mistaken. Right. Like that's that kind of stuff. Now, but I don't think that's been Purdue's problem this year. They don't look undisciplined. Somebody in the comments asked earlier, has Purdue had a targeting? And I don't think they have. I don't know. I've not disliked the way the defense has played in the last month.
So here's the thing. Everybody knows this. You watch football, and it's a game that you are on edges of. If you're playing really hard, you're flying around the field, you're hitting really hard, you're playing with aggression, you are near those flags
right up to the line. Right up to the line.
Right? I think one of the problems Purdue has is they are not playing close enough to those lines.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like Powell, it looks like a pro to me. Like I think somebody'd be stupid not to give him a shot, right? Nunnally looks like a guy. I hope they get him back again. There's been some good things from Taj Rael, from Slusher.
Slusher
at times.
too,
Yeah. I mean, so I'm racking my brain trying to be as positive as I can. These are just names I'm trying to.
I don't think you need to be positive anymore.
I know.
I really don't.
Well, the problem that I told you this. There are parents that do watch and listen.
Sure.
I'm cognizant these are human beings. Your kids are human beings. But here, I want those parents to understand. I think most of them get this. There's a big chunk of those guys that are just flat. They're pros because number one, they're making money. And so we are the tamest, I hope, the tamest version of criticism they're going to get.
Yep.
You're going to people that are within the golden black type sphere that they're not going to put any of it down there. They're not going to be honest with you.
Right.
Right. And then I think you've got people on the other side who are going to be assholes.
Right.
Okay. So, but there are some redeemable guys on defense. There were not a lot of them that I really was looking forward to see those guys we talked about. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I'll tell you, I told you I was wrong about a lot of people. I went through our list, but our preseason list with that group that I called the Brain Trust did a pretty darn good job picking who they thought would be good. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to go the other way now. Okay. So that was me trying to soften this thing up. That wide receiver core is the worst wide receiver core I think I've ever seen.
I would agree.
That says so much to me. And the reason you look at it, you're like, not only did they have games where they were completely lapsed, right? They just weren't there, right? But the technique was generally bad, so I can put that at some point on coaching. But at the same time, some of the things that they weren't doing, like I said, I played a year of organized football, and I can tell you some of the things they were doing. I was like,
I got coached up on that, and
I got coached up on that.
Right in 6th grade or something.
Yeah, put your fingers together. You'll slow the ball down at least. But that's an atrocious indictment on program building.
Yes.
It's on coaching.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Talent assessment. Put it all out there. Having a core that's that bad, that means you didn't see the problem in the offseason, coach.
And you went and got those guys. So
you thought we're close, I guess. So we're going to get a couple more.
Well,
this is, I think that's about as brutal as I can be in that talk.
But here's what I'll say to make you feel like you're not being unfair to players is that everything you have said, I think you can lay at the feet of the coaching staff. So guys are what they are. Their skills are what they are. I agree with you. I don't want to come down on players unfairly or say that we don't appreciate guys who chose to wear the black and gold, who chose to come to Purdue. I do appreciate that. And I think Purdue has had some marginally talented players over the years that the coaching staff got a lot out of. Think about guys, and again, this sounds like pejorative. I'm not trying to cut down on anybody, but think about some of the guys who came in. Think about the Anthrop family. Those guys didn't come in with tons and tons of natural, NFL level ability, and they maximized it. Right. Do you think it was just because they worked hard? I'm sure they did. I don't think these guys aren't working, but I don't think they're being set up to be better. I don't think they're being coached.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So then what do you do with that piece of information? I do think they're working.
Yes.
I do think they're working.
They don't look lazy. Guys look up for games. They want to win. This is
incredibly up with the position they're in.
They don't look checked out to me.
By the way, Denver Graham reminds me of Correa, Harkless. Right. I mean, these are guys also good. But yes. Correa specifically, if there's one guy that I want to see develop in a Purdue uniform, it's Correa.
Right.
Because damn it, man. He became a force that the teams were looking for him to double team him, right? To try to eliminate him from plays. Very, very good. Passionate dude. He's going to get bigger and stronger. He's already pretty darn good, but he's going to get bigger and stronger. Boy. And then my cynicism. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Greg's backing up our point. Tuggle could be great.
Yes.
MJ3 could be great. You see the wrong ingredients. Right. So that backs up the point that why have they not developed? It doesn't look like they're not going to practice. Let me time out. And I've been hard on Michael Jackson all season. I'm going to stay tough on that. I'm not going to put Jackson with Tuggle. I'm not. Okay.
And I'll tell you why, because I saw Tuggle make too many stupid mistakes and he's old. And this is that me talking about pros, guys that get paid. I expected more all season. Right. And so, yeah, I'm super let down by Jackson because I think there were times that he looked good, but there are times that I'm like, man, you're too veteran for that. You're too talented for that.
He does have skill, right? You're too skilled to look like this right now,
right? But Tuggle at least is young.
Mm-hmm.
His upside is better, but he disappeared in games, right?
Yes.
Man, this is rough stuff. I don't know.
I've hit my. Like I said, I'm no longer going to sit here and be like, well,
right.
We don't know. Well, we'll see. No, we've seen enough. The fact that you cannot get better, that you cannot position these guys to every team, even bad teams, if they have enough talent on them, they rise up. And as you said a month or two ago, they put it together. One day, there's enough talent on this team, let's say it this way, to put it together once. There's enough talent to do that.
They should have. I mean, like we saw the beginnings of that and they just couldn't finish it. Right. But it wasn't, we never saw the game that I thought they'd have. I've been so wrong for 2 years and I don't know why you guys keep listening to me, maybe because you all feel sorry for me, but I've been so wrong for 2 years on the things that I predicted about these teams. Like I thought they'd have 1 or 2 games, I said, where they would put it all together and we would see an exciting brand of football where they beat a team thoroughly, right? Not a team that you're not unevenly matched with, but one that you're a peer with. And we keep talking about this idea. By the way, Jay and my brother and I talk about these peer programs, and they really are peer programs in that you can see the difference, right? Yeah. Washington, by the way, looked a lot better than Purdue, by the way.
Yeah.
Talent. But their record, again, I will say their record did not tell me that. It's just, I think Washington is so much, it's probably because they had some leftovers from DeBoer's time there. That place is big time. Their fans are big time. The stadium's big time. Everything about the place, there are reminders that is a place that if they don't get, they deserve to have big time football there. Look all over the stadium. There's just markings of a program that has been there and done that, and it's not ancient history, right?
Right.
And you look at Purdue and you think about Purdue and you're like, what the hell has happened? We are praying for 4 wins. We're begging for it now.
Right.
How far have we fallen?
Well, someone made a point
go ahead.
Earlier in here saying, because when we were talking about teams getting better, and here it is. Mark Garrity said, year 1 of Brahman. Remember, this is coming off the Hazel era.
Right.
They had a catching problem. They developed and they got better over the season. And he's right. And I was at that bowl game. They were catching everything. In that bowl game.
Yeah.
Right.
Mahunga, right? Was it
right?
Yeah.
And that's a great example of a team that was dreadful the year before. And this is before you could have as much movement as you have now. And it's just like we talked about Tiller, his first year. He took a team that was bad, was a 3-win team, and he went 9 wins. In college football, coaching makes the biggest difference of anywhere. In any, like pro football, it's not just coaching, right? But like Pro football is more front office management, I think. To put your team with salary caps and whatnot to have the right talent in there. College, you can be an under-talented, undersized team and surprised because of your schemes, because of the offense you run. Put your guys in a position where they don't have to go up and catch balls over their heads. Put them in a position where they're short little underneath routes. Purdue never does that. When do they do screen passes or jailbreaks or little things
when did they give the quarterback to run through two options and check down? Like
never.
I mean, how many times do you see first down? Oh, we're going to go try to throw a bomb. Well, we've wasted a down.
Or some kind of a slant, right, over into the middle of a zone. Like, you don't. How many dump offs do you see in the flat? Almost none.
Right.
Almost none. That's what you do when you don't have great receivers.
There were two plays. Do you remember me yelling flat angrily?
Yes.
Flat. I was so mad.
Wide open.
Like,
and they're looking
by the
downfield.
way, the running backs are the silver lining. Even after Maccabee went down, the running backs were solid pretty much all season. The stats don't say it. They weren't given opportunities. I love the running back core. Man, but the quarterbacks extremely let down in that.
Franchise says the strength of schedule matters. I don't know if I'm reading the point here correctly. There's some pieces to build around. Some teams need to strength of schedule matters. If you're trying to argue that Purdue has a tough schedule, you are correct. They do, but they had a soft middle, and they did nothing with it. Nothing. Let's be honest here. Rutgers is bad. They should have beat the ever-living hell out. That should not have even been close at the end. I will stand by that. Rutgers is not good, and Purdue. The fact that it was even close at the end, that's what's going to happen. It was close against Minnesota, but Minnesota's a decent team, so okay, that can happen. But they don't know how to close games. They don't put teams away that aren't good. They don't show up against some teams that aren't good, because I'll still say I don't think Northwestern's very good. They're going to go to a bowl, but I don't think they're very good. You can say strength of schedule all you want. Let me let you guys all in on something else. They're never going to have another Big Ten West easy season. You're going to have years where
that's over. That is absolutely over.
Where you avoid the top teams, maybe, right? You're still going to have those years where you don't get Ohio State or Michigan. And I think next year might be one of them, right? Great. Wonderful. You're still going to have to play IU, who now apparently is a national champ contender regularly. But you're also going to still have to – next year, they have 3 non-conference games, right? One's against, Southern Indiana, Southern Illinois, whatever. Then they're going to play a 10-plus win, probably playoff Notre Dame team. Then they're going to play a Wake team that right now I think has 8 wins and could easily get to 10 if they win 1 or 2 of their last ones and then their bowl game, right? You could be playing 2 10-win non-con teams and then go into the Big Ten schedule. Okay, so this whole idea that and I'm not coming at you, sorry, whoever said that, that was Franchise. I'm not coming at you hard like it sounds like I am. I'm simply saying this idea that, wait till next year, the schedule gets easier. First of all, you don't know that because teams will load up on players and somebody will be much better next year than you ever anticipated, right? Penn State's not going to be ass like they were this year. Purdue didn't get to play them, but right, you didn't expect that, and anybody who had Penn State on their schedule was like, "Oh, Penn State, it's going to be tough," and then it wasn't. UCLA got a win against them, right?
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. I don't think you're ever going to have another season in the Big Ten the way it's constructed now, where it's, look, we ducked everyone. It's not going to happen. No. It's not going to happen. So, and if you're going to continue to schedule teams like Notre Dame in your non-conference, it gets really hard to find even 6 wins, let alone 8, 7. How are you going to do that?
So let me, because these things all start building on each other. We're talking about schedule. Joe Inslee mentions Tiller inherited a team that beat Michigan the year prior. I don't know how old Joe is. I can tell you, Jay and I were on campus, so we know exactly what Tiller inherited. And here's what I can tell you. And Joe, I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you the mood around campus absolutely sucked during the Coletto era.
Oh yeah.
He was a downer in every way. He was whiny in the press conferences. All he talked about, I got to look at the guys aren't lining up right. I can remember that. He kept saying the guys aren't lining up right. I mean, I was just like, shut up, shit. Like the thing is, when things are bad, right? You start hearing coach speak. It's not cute anymore. It just annoys the hell out of you. But when Coletto was there, you knew that team was not prepared to really win a lot of games. I know they had big guys. And here's the thing. What he had done, he said, I'm going to try to recreate Ohio State systems at Purdue. So he brought in guys that were massive. And I can tell you, I have a friend that was one of those massive human beings that was a recruit that was brought in there. Huge man. Starting tight end as a true freshman, 6'7", 275 pounds. A dude, okay? So what Tiller did is he inherits this team that's beaten up mentally because they all think they can't win, but they're all big guys. Matt Light, right, was one of those big guys. Brandon Gorin was a freshman when I was a senior. Okay. That's that final Coletto year. Okay. I think he redshirted. I'm not sure. Everybody was big though. Brandon Gorin's roommate was a guy named Rocco Faggio. Rocco was a really nice guy. I don't know if he never did anything, never made any impact on field, but massive human beings. So Coletto went after his thing that defined him, beef. Okay. Tiller comes in and he says right away, I'm going to have to move some of these guys around. So he assesses the talent. He moves John Reeves, a quarterback, into linebacker right away. What you had an issue with Blackman, the tight end. He was suspended because he was had charges up against him, if I remember correctly. So you lose your starting tight end. And then he took, what was the other big one? Oh, the left for dead Billy Dicken, who can't throw a forward pass, who had been moved to safety because his shoulder had been torn apart. Tiller says, I'm giving the keys to Billy Dicken. Okay. None of these moves seem like they make sense on paper. Really, they don't. Okay. But what did Tiller do? He started sculpting this group. He put people in the right place. He had talent assessment. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think he's the greatest talent assessor I've ever seen in college football. I don't think I'm overstepping, because what he would do is he would take guys, he would see something. He'd always say, he had this phrase he'd say, that guy has a frame, you can hang weight on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he said, okay, if I see Cliff Averill, who was an end, but he was a wide receiver too in high school, and you saw Cliff Averill playing as a freshman, you're like, there's no damn way that guy's in the right position. Well, guess what? Cliff Averill became a Pro Bowler.
Right.
Okay. Oh, I know. Chike O'Keefer was suspended Tiller's first year. So your best player on your team, and he was the best player on that team. There's no other way to say it. O'Keefer was the best player on Purdue returning. Is that fair, Justin? Do you agree? Okay. Yeah. So because he was a behemoth dude. He was fast. He was mean as hell. Okay. He gets suspended right away. And you know what Tiller did? He held the guy accountable for doing something. Let me go here. I didn't even realize I had done that. But he held a guy accountable who was the best player there. I talked to many Purdue football parents during the trip out to Seattle in sidebar conversations. Okay. And the thing I came away with, the thing I hear, is there was not enough accountability by Odom. And the ironic thing, so if you say, because I think all these people, everybody in the margin, I saw enough, I'm not going to say everybody's this way. I keep hearing it. Oh, if you got to pay some players, we got to go get some more talent, whatever the thing you want to say. Here's the problem. I'm going to go a step further back. I'm going to say that you needed a guy that was going to put energy into the program. Okay. You also needed a guy who would bring stability. These are tough things together, right? You're going to have an energetic guy, like a Jeff Brom type guy. Accountability is tough. They're going to have stupid flags because he's going to have them believing that they have to knock somebody's head off because everybody's against them on that other side. And they're going to do weird stuff. They're going to throw trick plays at you, right? Early Jeff Brom was a trick play machine. Why did he do that? Because he knew that his talent wasn't up to snuff, right? He didn't have it all there, okay? Right. So he worked with what he had to. Joe Tiller was absolutely incredible when it comes to trying to scheme against that guy. Was impossible. The Big Ten did not know how to do it. 5 wides, bubble screens, all sorts of things. The Big Ten was, okay, we run the ball up the middle. That's what Big Ten was known for. And that's what Coletto thought, we're going to play Big Ten football. And Tiller said, we can't play that way. Okay. So you bring in Odom, you say, okay, we are going to get the discipline. We are going to get a guy who's a solid coach with a lot of good football under him, deep Rolodex of people that he's worked with. Okay. So you have this guy that talks old school. He looks old school. We like that. We love it. And then he doesn't hold guys accountable when they make the boneheaded play in the game. Greg, that's a weird incongruency.
I want to interject this question because it's a great question. Do you think the staff is afraid to hold guys accountable because of the portal? I think that's a fair question. But what I would say now is, what are you trying to save guys for? You're a 2-10 team. What do you show? There's accountability. Show you have to earn it here. Like I that's a fair question, but man, who cares? Who cares? Because you paid him, I guess. Is that what it is? You can't, not just the portal, but the fact that we've speculated that maybe Brown keeps playing because they're paying him and they figure we got to put this guy out there.
It has to come in your head, right? Because you know that in pro football, they say, hey, we've got a major salary
Investment.
hit, investment in this guy. We got to give him every possible chance.
Yes.
Kind of like the Colts. If you're a Colts fan, you saw Anthony Richardson playing. You're like, dude, this is the future.
Gotta
We
do
mortgaged the future for this guy. We better give him every chance before we
Right.
give up on him.
Right.
And they did, right? And last season, I was like, man, this guy stinks. I can't watch him anymore, right? How many of you guys have said, let's not call out Brown specifically, but a position you're like, why is that guy still playing? And that could very well be the problem about the accountability, that when a player fumbles, does something dumb, catches a punt on the 6-yard line, where you're like, let that one go over your head, right? Gosh darn it. A perfect pass goes through their hands, right? A boneheaded 15-yard personal foul. Name the stupid play, okay?
Right.
And how many times did you see that guy was benched the next play? That guy was benched the next possession. That guy was benched for a half. I didn't see it one
I think that's
time.
gone away in sports a lot, though. There's a lot more like, oh, we don't want to hurt feelings.
You're right, but it hasn't gone away completely, okay?
No.
And this team needed that and needs that still. There is no accountability, in my opinion. If I'm going to pick out one thing that's wrong with this thing, one thing that I'm going to say it's an overarching thing, that could be it. I mean, you can pick 100 things, though. That's the problem. Right. And by the way, everyone who's saying, hey, they do need this, sure, you're right. But I can tell you the magic bullet of just paying people is not that simple.
No.
Okay. Was it North Texas? I think we talked about this program being one of them that we were super interested in their offense. One of the Texas schools, smaller Texas school. But the thing that I love about that story is North Texas goes out there and they get a quarterback who's never started a game in high school or college.
Mm-hmm.
He was a defensive back. Mm-hmm. He's starting quarterback now. And you look at he's like 24 touchdowns to 4 interceptions this season.
Right.
He's a true freshman. Son of a gun, guys. What that really was is somebody willing to think outside the box. That's really it. It's that simple. Okay. Right. If you can't pay, and that's the thing, know thyself. If Purdue says, which they have thrown up the white flag for the collective is now in-house and it is shrunken down, whereas other collectives are huge and they're paying millions upon millions to go get big fish. If you're going to say that, you say we cannot have traditional football here. We cannot, because you are going to get beaten at every position because they are stockpiling 4 and 5 star guys that not only are 4 and 5 star guys, these are 4 and 5 star guys that are 22, 23 years old. So now you have to find something. What's something that levels the playing field there? Well, it's got to be innovation, right?
Right.
So now you've got a confluence of factors. You say, how do we get better? It's not as simple as going out and paying, in my opinion. It's not that simple. But.
No, it's not. I do want to quickly say, well, first of all, we're over 40 minutes in, and we've had a few requests to talk about basketball, so we probably should do that.
We're going to do that, yeah.
But I would like to thank our sponsors because we haven't done that yet. And one of our sponsors, I'm wearing. Look at us! Look at us both! Look at this!
This is perfect. It's just like we planned it.
So go to AJ's. Go to AJ's when you're on campus. When you've just seen your football team disappoint you again. AJ's going to make you feel better. I can guarantee you that you're going to feel better. And if you go and see the basketball team regain their number 1 ranking, also go to AJ's because even in that situation, they're going to make you feel better. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? You're going to feel better whether you're going in there sad or happy. So go to AJ's, go in, great owners, great employees, great food, burgers, beef, beer, that's AJ's. And then when you go in, if you don't have an AJ sweatshirt, like if you're a friend of the program and you get one like we do, you might win one. Because they're giving away swag. They're giving it away around campus. And they have trivia nights and you can win stuff. And it says something like nobody beats our meat or something. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think that is what it says. I
still don't understand. I keep asking you to explain the jokes to me.
When you get a little older, I'll explain it.
Thank you.
And you should, if you don't have something like this, you should wear what Buller Dad has on. Wear yourself some home field apparel. Go to home field.
It's a little worn, but it's nice.
They've got a lot of good stuff. They've got stuff that looks worn. They've got stuff that's comfortable. They got stuff that looks like the 90s. They got a lot of cool stuff there. They got dad hats. They got non-dad hats. They got it all there. So go to home field. And wear that to AJ's.
Yeah, there you go. And you're going to be the most popular. Well,
Rob
second
Wright
most
says
popular person.
Left at the fire station, right? That's right. Depends what angle you're coming from, but if you make 3 lefts, if you're coming from the other way, you'll be fine.
Yeah. So also will work.
Just keep making lefts till you see it.
Right.
And Motor City Broiler says at least you'll get a hug at AJ's. That's true. We've told you guys this. Mm-hmm. Adam gives out hugs.
Huggers
too.
Just
good hugs. Yeah. Just go in and sit.
And if you see Jake, okay. The hug's gonna kill you because he's absolutely yoked right now. So, I mean, I'm not kidding. I was like, dude, what the heck? What's going on?
So
and he said it's all cheeseburgers. That's how he's getting that build.
yeah, well, how else? I mean, that's how I got my physique.
Exactly.
So Seattle, nice place to visit. UW, beautiful campus.
Hey, Motor City
Yeah.
Boiler just explained it to me. It's their meat doesn't need to be tenderized.
That's right. That's right. I think that's what it means.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go meat.
Great campus, nice city, good public transit that drops you off at the stadium. How great was that? You get off the train.
That was amazing. We were under the stadium. Yeah.
And you're right looking at the stadium. Like brilliant. Wow. Brilliant.
But that train must have just like burrowed us into that hill because we went up a long time.
Oh, I thought we were going to lose Boiler down on that walk through campus, man. He was getting sweaty.
I was sweaty. I could breathe. I just was very warm. I get warm.
It's very hilly, the part of campus. Anish found us the steepest part of campus to walk through.
Yeah, he said, let's go after the game. I know you guys are feeling good. Let's get a workout.
Yeah.
So we went to the part of the old campus. I called it the upper campus. I don't know if they do, but we went up and saw the old buildings at
that
University of Washington. It's awesome.
Gorgeous.
Awesome.
Gorgeous place. But I don't know that we'll go see it again. What was really funny was my son said, I think he was sitting next to Anish and he said, I think we should come back here when Purdue is good at football. And what did he say? And they play during a time of like a little better weather time of year to do sailgating. And Anish goes, do you know how many things need to line up for what
exactly?
You just said?
Do you know what you're requesting?
Like Purdue good, better schedule, better weather. Like it all has to happen and then we'll come again. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We can put a bow on football. What do you want to say? I'm not looking forward to 2 weeks from now. I'll just keep saying that. That's going to be so
No, I'm
bad.
not either. And I
you're going to be there though.
Yep, I'm going to be there. And that's the other thing. I got to tell you, I can understand everybody's perspective. I have very good friends that have said they're not going to go. They're not going to use their tickets anymore. And I
understand that too.
I do understand it. It's a logical decision. At the same time, don't get pissed off at people that they're trying to fight the good fight.
Oh, exactly.
I haven't called any of you guys out who have given up. So I've literally had people take umbrage with me because I'm like, get out of here. I'm going to go to the game. I had a pivotal, Jay knows this, the way I was talking before the Ohio State game, I was teetering. I was like, man, about a lot. There's still a lot of decisions to be made. Like, okay, there's still a lot of decisions to be made, but, don't get mad. Don't think people are stupid because they're standing there and taking punches. I can tell you there are a lot of really good Purdue fans that are just beaten up about this. They're not accepting mediocrity, and they're still going to the games. You know,
right?
I can tell you next year is going to be very, very. I mean, literally, Purdue fans making fun of each other on Twitter because people are sticking with it or are still caring about football. Season's not over. I mean, season's not over. I know it's over figuratively. It's not literally over.
Right.
I still freaking love this sport, and I love being there on game day Saturdays.
Yeah.
My favorite thing. I know it's yours too, Jay, and I know we both love basketball, but I'd much rather see a very, very good football team week in, week out in West Lafayette. I just would love. It's
to
have
the centerpiece of a fun weekend when that happens.
Yeah,
and that's
it's different. The way we gather around football is different. In my group of friends, I guess.
I think with everybody, because basketball is sometimes a midweek thing. It's not predictable as far as what days. And you pop in, you go to the game, and then you go to AJ's or you go home. And it's different, right? Football is a day. It's a day. You're watching games early, you're tailgating, you're seeing your friends. And Nisha's always made this point that the experience of going is, he's like, the game is ancillary. Like, if you enjoy the game, that's also great. And he's right to a point. Like, and I think you can argue that over Purdue's history. Yeah, you're going to have some nights where it's not that great. But as I've said to you guys, there's also some nights. We've had some super fun nights in there during losses. Not that you wanted to lose, but it was still a lot of fun. The game was good. It was entertaining. You knew you had a chance. It's disappointing, but to go in and know you have virtually no chance.
I think about that Missouri game.
Yes.
That we
My
were
son
all
still
we were
calls
all
that
there.
out as one of his favorite sporting events he's ever been to, and they lost that game.
Yeah.
Which maybe says a lot about being a Purdue fan, but it was also super
It says
fun.
a lot about a lot there. It says a lot about the type of kid you're raising. He's a fighter. He's a contrarian. He's getting through he's not there just, I say this phrase a lot. He's not there just for the party. Like, it's not like I only came for good times. I can tell you that if you're raised in a certain fan base, or your dad says we're from the state of Ohio, so we root for Ohio State. Yeah. What the hell? Where's the challenge there, dude? What are you doing?
I love that. It's like,
come on.
And the wins can't feel as good because you have no
They're
top
always
here.
winning. We were tailgating next to two guys that were Ohio State fans before the game, and they were talking about. They're like, that national championship. I'm like, that national championship. You guys have had so
gotta
many
specify.
damn national championships, gosh. And I said, Washington. I said to the guy next to me, I said, how many natties do you guys have? He said, just two. And I said, just two national championships. And they've had three near national championships on top of those just two.
Right, they made the playoffs 2 of the last 4 years or something like that.
Right. And Penix came through there, right? I mean, like that was a great team. And you had we talked about earlier one of their coach right before that that retired. Man, he was awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's different level. It's different level.
So basketball team is number 1 in the country again. The pollsters, as always,
after taking a week nap or whatever they did.
Well, my favorite part.
We're convinced.
My favorite part of that was that Purdue still far and away got more number 1 votes than anybody. I can't imagine that happens too often with a team that gets a lot more votes than anybody else.
Was it 18 more votes or something?
Yeah, it was like 33 to 15 or something.
Silly.
And Houston struggled with Auburn. And you know what? If you're number 1 and you struggle and beat a ranked team, I would argue you haven't done anything to lose your number 1. But Purdue didn't really do anything to lose theirs the week before. So, but we've talked about this. I don't care. Be number 2, be number 4. I don't give a shit. Like,
I bet you do care about something though.
What do I care about?
You care about the amount of improvement you saw this week and starting to see things gel. Bet you care about that.
No doubt that was going to happen.
Oh, I know you didn't doubt it, but man, it's heartening, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
Gosh.
It's great. Purdue,
one that I got to say that gets me more than I really knew. It wasn't like I thought. I knew Omer Meyer was going to show us something because even in a couple games, he'd have like a play. But what he did last game, incredible. Clough is the one that's the best one for me because I'm like, that's the piece that I talked about in post games where I was like, not showing it yet.
Right. But
wolf up, wolf out.
Wolf, whatever it is.
Do whatever you do. Wolf.
I love it. Will anybody get that reference?
It's Wolf out, the
drama
director,
teacher,
the drama guy.
Teen Wolf.
Exactly.
If you haven't watched Teen Wolf, there's so many reasons to watch it. Yeah. It's such a great 80s movie. The basketball coach is amazing. He's so good.
There's so many bad basketball scenes in that.
Oh, it's so good.
Just unbelievably horrible. A bunch of actors playing basketball and
don't look like they've played.
No,
there's a few. There's a few guys in there who look like they played basketball, and I think they're the guys who don't really have any lines. It's like who played in this town? Can you guys come put on uniforms and play it? But Michael J. Fox,
oh, his jump shot, dude.
He's like strange.
It's like this.
Yeah, it's like
they never show his shot actually leaving his hand. It's always cutaway.
Right. It's like they said,
"Hey, I grew up playing hockey." I don't know.
Anyway,
we've been ood on the ice for hours.
Ood on the bean ood on the ice.
Bean, yeah.
Well, the thing about Clough though that I think is funny because you fell into the little trap everybody was where it was like, oh, I don't know, and it's like it's been a game. It's been 2 games. Like, give him a sec. Give him a second. Can you give him a second? Like, and look at that.
I weighed in and said I believed he just wasn't comfortable yet. I did say that, but I also said this isn't what I saw.
This isn't what I've signed up for. What is this?
What is
I've been sold a bill of goods.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then as I said in my post game after the Alabama game, I said it's so great to have a guy built like a freight train who's down in the lane getting rebounds. Yeah. Nobody wanted any part of him in Alabama.
No.
They didn't go after. Nobody was fighting him for rebounds. They weren't even going through the motions of fighting him. And Nate Oates called them out for it, which, again, Oates is a good coach. And you talk about accountability, going to the press conference and calling out your front line and saying, hey, a guy who's – and he said, I don't want no disrespect to Braden Smith's height. He said, but he's not even 6 feet tall. And he out-rebounded our front line.
And then he went further and he said, we got out-toughed today in every position. That's pretty awesome.
But that's good. That's
calling out a person's manhood. That's
and not doing it in a way that like we've seen that jackass car salesman in Illinois do that, where you're like, ooh, like he's calling them out like personally. Oates was calling out their effort, which I think as a coach you're allowed to do, right? Like And that lands differently to me because I would want to play for that guy. I'd want to be like, ooh, I'm going to prove coach. He gave me a chance. I'm going to prove him that I am tough. F that, man. But when you call out guys, there's just ways to do it anyway, I just think that was really good by Oates. I also appreciate it when coaches give the respect to the team that earned it. You know, Purdue played better than us. Plus they've beaten them, 3 years in a row?
We kind of, I mean, I know Purdue fans, the heady Purdue fans, which is all you guys listening and watching, you all are aware of that domination, right? But at the same time, it's like, man, just did it again. This is like, this is SEC domination. You've got Alabama and Tennessee's number just absolutely. It's crazy. And you look at it on paper and you look at how much the media loves these types of teams, right? Teams that are just amazing to watch because everybody can you throw an alley-oop to any player on the court and they're going to go up and just grab it out of the middle of nowhere, right? Because they're incredible athletes, right? And you have this Purdue team that everybody's like not athletic enough. They held their own,
right? And so someone in here says, Rob said let's go car surfing first. So Rob has seen Teen Wolf, but he also said rebounding went from looking horrible to elite as a team, and that's. I mean, what did we say last year? No rim protectors and no rebounding. They weren't blocking shots. They weren't defending in the lane, and they weren't rebounding well. And that was really the only thing that team didn't do kind of well last year. And man, it does look like they've started to really correct that. And,
so I a pretty good pal of mine. Okay, pretty good pal of mine. I've said this before. I get a couple BS listeners, watchers. They'll send me notes and. One of the big notes I've gotten was, is it too early to worry about Jacobson? I'm like, yes. I'll tell you why it's too early to worry about Jacobson. Let's pretend for a second he doesn't make improvements during the season, or he doesn't have any great games. Okay, the last game he had 4 blocks, 4 blocks, and the other thing he's a target for Braden Smith.
Braden loves to throw those.
Oh my gosh, man. It's art. He just puts it up there. He doesn't care where it is.
As a point guard, I mean,
what a dream come true.
I was just going to say, you were a bit of a point guard at times.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea of being able to throw it up just generally where you need to, and a guy's going to take it.
The guy's going to get it, and he's going to make it look like it was perfect because he's going to grab it and adjust it in the middle.
Because of these like spaghetti arms.
Exactly.
Yeah, and is it too early? Here's the other thing to keep in mind about Jacobson. I know it feels like he's been in the program a while. He played 1 game and then like a minute last year.
Right.
And broke his leg or whatever. Yeah. So look at him like a freshman, okay? Because not only does he look like a baby-faced freshman, but he's got like a game of experience going into this one. And a game a year ago might as well be nothing.
He's still pretty young too.
Yes.
I mean, like these are all real things. This is a guy that, a lot of Purdue fans are trying to figure out, okay, would you rather have him bulk up a little bit? Would you rather him stay light? I mean, we don't know the way his career is going to go. We do know that he's got a lot of tools in the chest, and he's a guy that could be a pro. I don't care, what direction he goes. If he decides I'm going to be a really athletic 7'4", who can pop out and shoot a 3, that's kind of attractive. Or if he says I'm going to put on 40 pounds and I'm going to be a little bit more of a banger and I'm still going to be a guy who can pop out and shoot the 3, that's pretty attractive. There's a lot of ways he can go in his development, and there's time. Let's enjoy the journey a little bit, guys, girls.
Right. I think I think we've touched on this before, but we're in an incredibly fortunate position as Purdue fans that you're able to look at a 4-0 team. 4-0, right? 4-0. You can look at a 4-0 team that's number 1 in the country and still have people being like, well, this isn't good enough. Like, holy Lord, man, you are the best team in the country. And that is not that – you don't get many arguments. If somebody says in any kind of field of 68 or whatever, I think Purdue's the best team in the country, nobody really argues. They might say, yeah, could Florida, like last year, turn out to be – could Alabama beat Purdue in any given tournament? Sure. But we're looking at the full body, Purdue's the best team in the country.
Let's go back in our Wayback Machines to like 4 years ago, okay? It's not ancient history. I think almost everyone who listens and watches us would say they remember 4 years ago pretty well. We have very few 12-year-olds listening, okay?
Right.
When I first heard Field of 68's podcast say Purdue is clearly the best team in the nation, it like gave me chills. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm watching a team that's this good. because they were talking about when they were first ranked number 1.
Yes.
It blew me away. And there's a podcast back there. If you guys, I know some of you are really sick and you like to dig in. There's a podcast of me just talking about how I couldn't believe this is a Purdue team that they're talking about, right? Now we are accustomed to this.
Yes.
We are used to people saying, yeah, this is the best team in America. Okay. Now let's go. What's ahead, right? Because you've got 3 guys that have been playing together very well for a long time. Okay. And that's a cliff for many teams. They say, okay, we're going to hit the portal. We're going to try to get old. If Purdue doesn't hit the portal at all this offseason, that starting lineup, and they're fortunate enough to keep everybody.
What a perfect
holy crap!
Because look what Joe just said. Joe Ensley just said Cox, Harris, Jacobson,
I
Bender,
didn't see
and
that
Mayer
comment.
is a nice lineup to build around. Exactly. If you don't get anyone else, and they're getting other guys, just so you know.
And they're getting guys. This Weber kid, I think right away is going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Huan is going to be really, really good. And you're forgetting. Oh, you got him on there. Okay, sorry, right over. My buddy Jack. Sorry. Do not discount Jack Benner to me ever. You know I take it personally.
I do want to.
I love.
I've been saving comments to jump back to, but I do want to bring this one up because it's perfectly in line. Adam says to me, he says, "Jay, is that attitude due to our history as fans being hurt time and time again?" Yes, 100%. Purdue fans. We used to always say in the early days of this podcast, this is why we have a complex, because Purdue would either find the banana peel or they wouldn't get respect when they were really good.
Yeah.
And that has completely
that was the one that got us more than anything.
Right. And that has completely swung around. But yes, the reason Purdue fans act like they do is because they're used to the bottom falling out. So I give you some grace on that. Not you, Joe, or Adam, but a lot of people who say that kind of thing. I give you some leeway there because I'm like you as well in that way. But what I don't have patience for is people talking themselves into a complete falsehood to justify that. Like the argument I think I shared on this, but if I didn't, I will now, that I made the mistake of responding to like a YouTube comment somewhere. And it was a guy telling me why Purdue's not going to go anywhere. And but I love Purdue. I'm like, do you? It sounds like you. I don't understand these people who clearly don't like. It's like those stories you see like on Reddit about bad relationships. And the comments will always be like, why are you with someone who so clearly hates you?
But he loves me.
No, but you know what I mean? Like you hear the story
totally.
about a bad relationship. How do I fix this? And they'll talk about the back and forth and you'll be like, that person doesn't like you. Like,
right.
Why are you with them? Right. And I would say the same thing. If you don't like Purdue or if they've done too many things that have upset you, you're entitled to back off. Like we're talking about with football. You're entitled to be like, you know what? I can't take this shit. I'm going to find something else to do on Saturdays. But like Purdue's not giving you reasons to think that. And anyone who says, oh, they lose early in a tournament, once in a while, you know why? Because they're always in the fucking tournament. Always, always, always. And the expectations are always high now. And you know what? Go back and actually look. Look how many times Matt Painter plays to seed or beyond. Look at it. Look how many advancing to the second. I'll bring up one of my favorite stats. The all-time winningest coach in Iowa basketball history, never in 30 years as a coach made it to the second weekend. That's 2 wins in the tournament. Never, ever did it. And he wasn't a bad coach. They didn't have a bad run of success. They had NBA players in there, and yet they're still filling their place up. And I'm sure there's people like that there. But Purdue advances. Purdue makes a run all the time, guys. All the time. And the last thing I'll say about that comment I got back to, the reason I stopped responding was the guy told me that one of the reasons they're not going anywhere is that TKR has zero athleticism. That was what he said. So to me, now that goes to my point. Don't make up things that aren't true to justify a stupid point you have. If your point is Purdue lets me down and I can't be hurt again. Okay.
So I hope that person that said, because you've brought this up because this pissed you off pretty good. When you bring something up a couple times to me, that was a comment. This is bothering you. It's not like you're like mad at the guy. You're just like this
so deeply stupid.
So stupid. Okay. But to say TKR had zero athleticism, go watch the Alabama highlights. Okay. He did a couple things in that game specifically that I'm like, boy, that guy doesn't know a damn thing. He crossed an Alabama guard up. And then he came around a forward who was an athletic guy. And then I think he dished it. Okay. So that's a guy, zero athleticism, but he just did that around 2 guys that are very quick.
He's a great passer.
Great passer. But he had a play, another one, where he went up, he was out of position to get the rebound, and he went over and up the side of the Alabama player to knock it off nearly his nuts. But he hit his thigh. It was such an athletic play because the control and the ability to get higher and to work around being blocked out was incredible. Incredible. So this is a guy who's not athletic, and he just did that versus Alabama, which is all athletes. So then I'd say, okay, choose your lane right now.
Alabama's a Final Four caliber
Yep.
offense.
Yep.
And he was doing that. And frankly, I think defense because of their athleticism. And he was doing that. Exactly. And to say nothing of how automatic is he with that little, it's not a hook, right? Or kind of sort of that little.
It's really not a hook because he's almost square. It's
Right.
really a teardrop, but it's a weird teardrop and it's deeper.
But how automatic is it? It's so good. It's
so good. And that's every time I watch it, I'm like, how does that shot go
I know
in?
it looks simple, but if you've played basketball,
Oh,
you
boy.
know that is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Right? And he so quickly identifies, oh, they're not doubling me. I'm going to eat this guy for lunch. I'm just going to put it right in, and he's not going to be able to do a damn thing about it. Or I'm going to get fouled, or both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing, I'm glancing over at the margin as
Sure.
I've talked about the future, and people are like giving, I don't know if they're giving us a hard time or talking to each other about stuff that we've missed. We missed Ertl. That's true. We've missed Ertl. Oh, you missed Antoine West. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have.
Who hasn't even played.
Right. Who hasn't even played. This is a big deal. This team is just loaded up again. And the funny thing is, guys like, I don't want to mention their name, but there's another podcast that they give Purdue fans a hard time because their expectations are high, and we start dreaming about what this guy's going to look like in a year or two. All that means is Purdue fans are pretty smart, and we've watched a lot of film. We say, oh man, this guy, they're going to plug this guy in. He's going to be great. It keeps happening. That's the thing that's wild. People don't see it on their recruiting pages. They don't see it in the national media. And then this guy rises, and people are just floored that aren't Purdue fans. But we're like, yeah, we saw this coming.
Right.
We know that Weber has people's attention, and we know that Juan has people's attention. But guess what? Knight is the guy that maybe he gets redshirted because he has to get healthy, and maybe he becomes somebody like, I don't know, Mason Gillis.
Right. That'd be okay.
That'd be all right. I'm okay with that. I'll allow that.
Edward just says Omer Mayer. You're right. We're not even talking about him.
We're not even talking about Mayer.
We mentioned him, but
yeah, exactly.
I said in the post game that was a big game against Alabama. I know it was early in the season, but you know how much you talk about the things that kind of hearten you, and you're like, oh my gosh, seeing Braden get to sit for 6 consecutive minutes and the game not go to pieces because Mayer just cool hand, steady. The fact that then there were a few plays where they were both on the floor together, and I'm a big believer in this. If you can give your point guard a few trips down the court off.
Yeah.
And it's a point guard who can score, 30 points in a game if he's on. That is a massive weapon because now Braden can hunt for some shots and some looks because he doesn't have to deal with being hounded up the court for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
He can take a 6-minute break and then he can come back in the game and play a few minutes of not bringing the ball up. That is enormous. That's rest to a guy like that. That's rest.
So this week, Painter talked about how I think he called Meyer a moose, like in a loving way, just saying how big and strong he is for a freshman. Okay.
Right.
And he also said, it's really hard to keep a guy like that off the court. And he looks pretty good alongside of Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. I think I made my prediction on this 2 months ago. I believe I made a prediction on this. And I've kind of quieted down on my prediction.
I have a comment ready to bring up because I bet I know what you're going to ask, but do it. Let's hear it.
When will Omer Meyer start?
Bang. Look at this comment coming up from the beginning of the podcast.
Okay.
Will he be in the starter lineup at the end of the season? Is that a good thing? Could mean he's out of his game. Could also mean CJ regressed.
Yes. Okay.
Will he start?
This is a tough one because it's the two parts of Matt Painter fighting each other.
So consistent.
Right.
Well, what would you say? He's not going to start in place of someone like Braden unless there's injury, right? No way.
What?
He's not going to start in place of someone like Braden Smith.
No.
But you're saying him. So Smith, Lawyer,
being the 3.
That's a 3.
That's where he'll go. Here's the thing. I don't think Painter will do it if he thinks he's going to do any damage to the long view of the program. And he knows some guys need to start, some don't. I can tell you the way Omer Meyer is talking, he's not talking like a guy who's going to be offended by not starting.
No,
he's not. By the way, we all take it for granted. We take what I do this. I have a Mackey appreciation podcast. It just becomes that once a year. It seems like a paint crew appreciation podcast.
Right.
Listen to Omer Meyer talk about Mackey Arena in the post-game comments
Yes.
after that Akron game.
Yep. And then
Holy moly, he's gushing about how amazing it is, how it's exceeded his expectations. He hasn't even seen it yet.
he hasn't seen it get good yet.
Yeah.
And we have this comment here, like another good point. He got so hyped when Harris had that fast break and won. His passion is worse than Hurley's. That's great. This like goes to your point. He loves it. He loves it already. And I think Painter knows how to recruit guys who look at this situation and go, my time's coming. My time's coming. It doesn't matter if it isn't even this year.
Yep.
He's going to be a starter next year without question.
Unequivocally. Yeah, right.
So-
That's the thing. Like, the real question is, will it happen this season? I think it's an interesting question. So
Maybe. I that's tough. That's tough. You're saying I have to make a pick.
he's not starting over Fletch, Joe. No. Fletch is not giving up. No. I don't know. No.
Well, that's the thing I'm struggling with because I don't know.
It's
You're kind
Cox's
of going
spot.
more with a 3-guard lineup, right?
Right.
If you do that. So if you're gonna make me say yes or no this year, I'm gonna say yes in like February.
Right.
I think he gets a start for
That's a
some
little
reason.
later than I thought. So
You think he'll work his way into the lineup in the next?
I
11 months?
thought this months ago based on what I saw when he was playing FIBA. Like I was like, this guy is just too good of a basketball player right now to keep him off. That doesn't mean I'm not putting down anybody else. I'm just saying.
No, agreed.
I think this guy was the apple of a lot of teams' eyes. Duke wanted him really bad, and there's a reason behind that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I just think it's gonna be a hard thing to keep him off the court.
I agree.
So
And Painter's already said that. So
right.
right.
So it kind of looks like Painter knows the lineup. He knows the guy's personality. He knows the guys that need to start because they just feel like they're more.
So he sits Cox in that situation, right?
That's what that would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, I mean, Cox has done this. Cox has been out and in of the starting lineup. Didn't mean to do that.
Joe,
but I'm 4 years old, so I heard myself saying it, and I said, I know what I would have said if I heard myself say that. So.
And Joe says he can't believe Anish is missing all. See, what we do is we save these up for when Anish is not here. That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And there are people that complain about us talking about football, and we were just like, we'll get there. We'll get there. We had we were like Festivus. We had airing of grievances to do first.
Exactly. I do like that people tune in to yell at us. That's fun.
It is good. It is good. I don't understand that. That's another thing. There's a lot of podcasts you can go to that you don't have to yell at them. They'll say things that are agreeable to you. So fine, just go there. Just don't yell at us. We don't need it. You don't need it. Life's too short to do that. Tune to two handsome guys who are just giving their all over here. We're doing our best.
What other comments do I have that I want to put up here? Well, this is relevant to what we said earlier. Greg McManus says the class coming in the summer, number 2 or 3, depending on the ranking you look at. The wait until Braden and TKR graduate takes will make me laugh. You're right. That's been going on since Biggie and Big,
That's such a good comment because we've been hearing it over and over.
Just wait till Lee's not there. Just wait till Carson Edwards isn't there. Just wait till Braden Smith graduates.
Tom Crean 1,000 years ago said, just wait until these 3 are gone. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Talking about what? The baby? No, not the
yes. Because he thought, okay, this is flash in the pan. Purdue's not this. Purdue's this shitty team that I beat up with my Supermen. Right. And then these dudes come in, and then all of a sudden he can't beat them anymore. So I think that's right. I think the timing's right.
Are you talking about IU's most successful coach of the past 20 years?
Yeah, that's the same guy.
That's who you're talking about, right?
Yeah. There's reason for concern.
Do you think any of them wish they didn't fire him? Do you think, or no? They don't live in the past, right? No, not at all. Wait a minute. What?
Oh yeah, wow. I it's funny is there are fans that lament it, but the funny thing is those are the same people that get totally delusional when IU beats one team, scores 100 points, and they're like, okay, we're back. We're here. Can't believe we have DeVries. Is it DeVries? I don't know.
Yeah, make the tournament, guys. Let's start there.
Exactly.
Start there.
You build on it. You build on things. Set small goals and get bigger. So, but yeah. So we should probably start looking to wrap up. Do you have any more thoughts that you feel like we've missed? Something that was, I think you've taken some pretty good shots. I've taken some pretty good shots today. But you regret nothing, it seems.
I regret nothing.
Okay.
I think it's time for football to admit this is bad and it's going terribly, and you need to see major change. Major change. I'm no longer saying tweaks. You need to you need talent evaluation. Somebody in here, I do want to throw up one football comment that's left. And I want to give credit. So let me just find it real quick. Well, I got Dan took a shot at me early. He said, how about a fundraiser for a new camera for J Money? Now, boil it out. I'm going to point out before we went on.
We talked about this before we
and
came
he
on
said
there.
I looked fine. So in your face, dude.
Exactly.
What was the
it's compared. I'll tell Dan, here's the problem. The comparison is I have a camera. It is not an internet camera. It's a real camera setup. Okay. I've got a real Sony camera as my camera. So, and the reason I did that was for business purposes, because this is a multi-purpose area. Back during the horrible COVID days, I was like, I'm not going to meet with anybody in person. So I've got to show all of this.
I guess what he's trying to say is he wants a better look at me.
I think that's what he's saying. I think that's the way you take it.
The comment I was looking for was Greg McManus here. Greg's getting a lot of play tonight. Mm-hmm. He said, take a flyer and getting friendly with David Bell to be a receiving consultant. What do you lose? Hell yes.
Yes.
What an idea.
Coach, I know you're listening to us right now. Barry, please go call David Bell. He retired.
He's looking for something to do. He likes
this is the equivalent of the Colts bringing in Reggie Wayne. Let's do it right now.
Yes. Oh man.
By the way, I don't know if you can do this like you do with, and I think you can actually have like competitions with the team, and the guy that's a grad just kicks your ass. That's what he would do. Bill would go in, yeah, sure, I'll catch a couple.
Yeah.
Do it. Make it happen.
Joe Inslee says, is Tom Crean, I use Frank Solich. I wouldn't go quite that far.
I love it.
And McManus points out that a lot of Solich mentions this evening in the chat. That's a good point. Yeah. And Warden Cliffs has been watching a long time because he says, were we live earlier when we were talking? Because he says, bring back Knuckle Cam.
It's amazing.
We were discussing.
We were talking about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
That was that's the people, our Patreon listeners. It doesn't exist, by the way. We do not have a Patreon thing. So boil
it out. It's only fan days during COVID. Forgettable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are dark days for everyone.
For
humanity.
Got to pay the bills somehow. So that's what I think of football. And then when it comes to basketball, they're just getting warmed up, guys. They play, as you pointed out in one of your quick casts, they play Memphis this week. Another great test. Neutral site. They've already won on the road. They've won at home. Let's play a neutral site. Let's play in the Bahamas again. Purdue, you know what? November champs, man. They got to be afraid if you're Memphis.
Is it hosted by the same ballroom?
No. Okay. No, it's a different. I'm so bad at this. It's not Atlantis. It's not that part of the Bahamas. It's in the Nassau part of the Bahamas. You know what I mean? Like there's a couple different places you can go.
Well, you were at the other one,
the ballroom one. Yeah. I would go back to that. That was because it's one of those.
Want to go.
Janky, weird setups, right? Like I told you guys at the time, I think the benches or the bleachers go maybe 10 rows, maybe, because it's legitimately in a ballroom.
That's why it's so dark there, right? Isn't that why they do that? So you don't see how small it is.
It's so strange. And when I went, now things have changed, but there was no security. Like I walked down to the Hummel was there I walked right up to the broadcast table. You could go anywhere you wanted because it's just a ballroom, just walking around. I mean, as Anish would say, he would go, you can go anywhere you want.
Exactly.
It might stop me.
Dude, that was cool. Everybody, it doesn't matter where we are, by the way. Everyone loves Anish.
Oh, by the way, I think we were wrong. Did
Anish
get recognized? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. Not in a way that someone told us they recognized him. They may have seen him.
And we saw a bunch of, by the way, that is one other thing we didn't call out. Good job, as always, by Purdue fans. Man, Purdue fans were there, noticeably. Yeah. Like we saw a lot walking around. You saw Purdue fans a lot for going that far away for that bad of a team. They were there, man. Good for them. Good for you. Good for doing it.
Yeah. I saw so many of them in the airport in Denver. Sad.
I saw guys on the plane.
Some of them, because I talked to them on the way out. They weren't wearing their Purdue gear anymore because they just didn't want to deal with anyone giving them a hard time. I understand.
Yeah, but. You know what? Again, this wasn't like a game at Ohio State or Tennessee where you lose and then you got to listen to it incessantly. People were, I don't know. They were, like we said, they were very decent.
Yeah, they were fine.
Ryan Klippich says half court circle overlaps with the top of the key. He's talking about the ballroom. It's not. No, it is a regulation court. It's a big ballroom. That's all I can tell you. It's just one of those weird things when you look up, you're like, how's the ball not going to hit the ceiling? It is low. It is legitimately low. Like there's no center scoreboard because you can't. It's so ridiculous.
Ryan also talks about carpeted gym floors. I played on St. Lawrence's former gym in Indianapolis, which was carpeted. And I can remember the weirdest thing about that.
The
You ever
sound,
played
right?
the sound? You can't hear the ball.
It's like it doesn't.
It's so weird. And
There's
if
no
you're,
squeaks. There's no
I was
squeaks.
no squeaks. And by the way, now you and I would just die playing on a carpeted floor. Our legs would just twist like a
Celery,
washcloth.
just snap. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that sounds
Kids,
terrible.
I guess there's no damage being done.
Nope, that's fine.
Shoot.
If you fall, there's no sliding on the. You just fall.
Oh.
Just
And
stop.
I was a tryhard, dude. I had to die.
Get
for
carpet
everything.
burns instead of floor burns.
Yep,
But they hurt more.
they do.
Oh man. All right. Well, what do you think? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I hope everybody else feels a little bit of therapy in this stuff too. I know that a lot of you are still angry at us for talking about football. So for those of you, it's okay. It's going to be fine. Soon, here's the thing. Very soon, we're just going to be talking about basketball. We're going to savor all this putrid porridge in front of us as long as we can. So until that's over, please tune in next week to more Handsome Hour goodness. Purdue is on a bye week in football, and they play in the Bahamas versus Memphis this week on the 20th. I love you guys. Good night.
Gotta give it a little. Gotta give it a little.
Oh,
Room.
okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to say, Greg McManus, I miss you. I love you. I want to see you. Why do we have to be apart? I mean, is that why we chose his comment so many times? Is that what it's because?
Well, it's code. He picks up on it.
He knows it. So I didn't really need to. I didn't really need to.
The 4 comments equate to "I love you, man." So there's a word